Welcome to day 9 on our journey down the road to the NBA trade deadline. A video series for the 2 weeks leading up to the NBA trade deadline. I'm talking about a different trade every day. Now, if you watched yesterday's video, then you know for the second week of this video series, I changed things up a bit. Instead of proposing a trade, I went on Fanspo, went to a team, and I'm going to play Armchair GM for a bit. Take a look at a couple of different trades, give you my thoughts, and I want you guys in the comments below to pick for me. How do these trades work out? Which ones do you like? Which ones do you not like? And, well, let me know why. So we're taking a look at the Magic today because, well, I've talked a lot about the Magic for, well, a good reason. They're pretty sorely missing scoring, and in a league that's got a lot of scorers, well, there are a lot of options for you. Now, this first trade here is a Magic Raptors trade, which is pretty similar to something I proposed in one of my previous videos. So the Magic would be getting Jakob, a backup big effectively, because I don't think he's going to be the starting big over Goga Bitadze, and Dennis Schroeder, who could be the starting point guard legitimately, and a 2026 second from the Raptors. Now the Raptors are getting Markelle Fultz, Wendell Carter Jr., and a 2024 second rounder. So for the Raptors, this is a second unit point guard who's probably expiring. They're not going to re-sign. And they're getting a big that fits a little bit more of their situation. Now, I picked Gary Trent Jr. just for scoring capability here. And the Magic already rich in centers, so this is probably not the one I would have put here. But this doesn't feel horribly off to me. I think Dennis Schroeder helps, and he was in that trade I mentioned previously. He not only helps organize the offense, he can score, but he's also got a lot of experience with the Wagner brothers, having been their point guard in FIBA over the summer, which was a team that won FIBA. Like, they won the gold medal. So that is some chemistry that might actually be really beneficial for the Magic, that maybe helps both of those guys get better. The only problem is Mo and Franz are not on the floor a ton at the same time, and Dennis Schroeder is probably not sharing the floor with Mo Wagner a ton outside of like injury situations. The Raptors, outside of Wendell Carter Jr., really not getting anything. The second swap, and I'm not really overly excited about that. Fultz can do something for them, but having Emmanuel quickly, I don't really think, he's definitely not starting. And I don't know that they're really looking for a reclamation project. Fultz has been getting better, but he's still been plagued with injuries, so this is probably going to be a free agency situation. Now, for the second trade, this is something I've kind of seen a lot of people talk about, is a Trailblazers trade. A lot of Magic fans seem to really be high on Anthony Simons, and reasonably so, he's a good player. But this one was different enough, and I thought this was really fun. So this is a 3-team trade with the Hawks getting Jeremy Grant and Anthony Simons. Pretty reasonable. 2 really good guys, 2 big contracts, but you're getting off Trae Young. And Trae Young is going to the Magic. I find this so interesting, but I know it's impossible. Not necessarily because the Hawks wouldn't get off Trae Young, but the Magic would not pay Trae Young for this. You have Franz Wagner coming up for extension eligibility soon. And then pretty much the year after that is Paolo. I don't know that you can keep Trae Young on the books after that. That's really hard for a small market team to do. But maybe you do this. This would actually, I think, be pretty beneficial for them. He's relatively good he's good at organizing your offense. He's a really big assist guy. And he can score. With the Magic's lineup, if you've got Jalen Suggs playing the 2-guard, that isolates him as a point of attack defender, but you also have Paolo in some combination of Goga Bitadze or Wendell Carter Jr. behind him. This, I think, does make the Magic 3 wins better. I think this maybe puts them much more in contention for like home court playoff advantage. But once again, there's no way the Hawks do this, and there's no way the Magic could probably do this either. But then the Trailblazers get a ton. Markelle Fultz expiring money, Gary Trent expiring money, Chuma Okeke expiring money. That's going to just free them up. And they're already getting off a ton of money to begin with. So that's what, 30, 35, $42 million they're freeing up in cap space. AJ Griffin, somebody they can use, kind of younger guy. But they get a ton of trades. They're getting 3 first-rounders, a Magic first-rounder, a first-rounder via Denver in 25, and a 26 first-rounder. Then you're getting 3 second-rounders as well. All of these coming from the Magic. I would probably have thrown like one Detroit pick in here, or not Detroit, Atlanta pick, because they're actually getting this. So, you know, and some of these protections are obviously going to be here, so, you know, kind of take that as you will. But this is an interesting setup. Like, I think this is so far out, but I think it's so interesting and shakes a lot up. But since we've got kind of a weird one that I'm not really super sold on, I'm breaking my rule and going for a third one. Mostly because I want to talk about the Thunder. And this is something I've also talked about previously, sending Wendell Carter Jr. to the Thunder. Now, I don't think this is how this trade would go, personally, because I've talked about this before, but in a previous video, these two don't do anything for the Magic. I say this because, you know, injury, of course, is a thing, but even with a Wendell Carter Jr. being out, you have Goga Bitadze, who's probably your starting center, and you have Mo Wagner. You're probably not playing J. Will above Mo Wagner. He's probably going to get less minutes with the Magic than he gets with the Thunder. Kenrich Williams, who is traditionally the backup center in small ball lineups for the Thunder, is not going to play probably above Jonathan Isaac. If, you know, unless he's injured, then okay, maybe, but he's also a lot smaller than Jonathan Isaac. He plays bigger, but he's still smaller. So you're getting 2 guys who are on longer-term contracts that are really not going to do much for you. They're not going to get minutes, and you get a first-rounder. I would legitimately say if you're looking at making the trade as the Thunder, you could package like 3 players if you wanted. You know, Oos, Trae Young, and I'm trying to think of. I don't think that gets them there. I'll have to look back at the trade, but realistically, you're wanting kind of expiring contracts. Trae Young's in that category, but he's also a scorer. So if you are really injured and need some depth, he can help you there. Oos and Poku. There we go. Oos is still really young, so, you know, if something does free up for him, sure. But he's a big wing, and you are a team built around big wings. So he's probably not going to get a lot of run. You may repackage him for a different trade later on, though. And then Poku's expiring as well. So you get 2 expiring contracts, a player you may use in the future, and you're still getting a first out of it, probably. Or a couple of seconds, depending on how you want to work that deal. Whereas this robs the Thunder of... And for Magic fans, I kind of want to put this in there. This, not looking at number, not looking at capability, just personality, this is sending Mo Wagner and Cole Anthony out. These two are like the energy guys on the team, the fun guys on the team. There's no way the Thunder does this, right? Now, like I said, you can get there and still effectively get the Magic the same thing, if not a better deal, with the players that don't play on the Thunder for the most part. Because, like I said, these guys are not playing on the Magic either. They're probably playing less than they do. I mean, Kenrich actually gets quite a few minutes for the Thunder, but he's playing significantly less on the Magic, unless injuries are just as bad as they have been recently. But let me know. Do you want this trade with Wendell Carter Jr., Kenrich Williams, Jalen Williams, and a first-rounder with OKC? The Hawks-Magic Trailblazers trade, where the Magic end up with Trae Young, or the Magic Raptors trade, where you get Dennis Schroeder and Jakob Poeltl. Let me know in the comments down below, because I'm really interested to see what you guys say, because these have me in mental loops right now. Regardless, I'm really looking forward to it, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.